In the world of cinema, the characters we watch on screen often reflect the intricacies of our deepest thoughts and desires. Some characters resonate so deeply that they feel timeless, archetypal, representing something larger than just themselves. One of the most profound and fascinating aspects of these characters is their connection to Carl Jung's concepts of the anima and animus, which explore the feminine and masculine aspects within all individuals, regardless of gender. These archetypes, although initially rooted in psychology, have bled into the world of storytelling, especially in film, where they provide rich, multifaceted representations of human nature. What if I told you that the films you love, the characters you admire, and even the ones you despise could be reflecting the very nature of how society sees masculinity and femininity? How these traits have been internalized within each of us. Today, we're going to dive into how the anima and animus function not just as psychological constructs, but as powerful storytelling tools in film. From classic narratives to modern blockbusters, directors and writers have long drawn from these archetypes to build characters that resonate with our collective unconscious. Here, we explore the deep and often untold meanings behind the stories that have shaped our culture and consciousness. Whether it's through dissecting iconic films, unpacking psychological theories, or delving into the impact of symbolism in media, we aim to unravel the mysteries of storytelling from every angle. If you're passionate about film, psychology, or just love exploring the connections between art and the human psyche, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the concepts of anima and animus and how they have shaped characters in films from across the globe. So, sit back, relax, and join me as we explore how these timeless archetypes have influenced cinema in ways you might not have realized. Before we dive into how these archetypes appear in film, it's important to understand the roots of the anima and animus. These concepts were introduced by Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, as part of his theory of the unconscious. Jung posited that every person has both a masculine and a feminine side, regardless of their biological sex. The anima is the feminine aspect within a man, while the animus is the masculine aspect within a woman. These energies exist as unconscious archetypes, influencing behavior, choices, and perceptions. According to Jung, the anima and animus serve as bridges between the conscious mind and the unconscious, helping individuals confront and integrate parts of themselves that may be repressed or underdeveloped. For men, the anima can represent emotional depth, intuition, creativity, and a connection to the feminine qualities within themselves. For women, the animus can represent strength, logic, assertiveness, and a connection to the masculine qualities within themselves. These archetypes are not necessarily about gender in the conventional sense, but rather represent a balance of energies and qualities within each individual. When fully integrated, these archetypes lead to wholeness and self-awareness. But when neglected or repressed, they can manifest as unhealthy, exaggerated traits. This is where film comes in. Movies are often a reflection of our own psyche, and these archetypes are commonly depicted through characters who embody both the light and shadow sides of their respective energies. The anima often appears in films through female characters who help male protagonists access parts of themselves they may have otherwise neglected. Think of a male hero who, in his quest for action and power, faces challenges that demand emotional vulnerability, empathy, or creativity, qualities typically associated with the feminine. In many ways, the anima often acts as a mirror, reflecting the hero's own unconscious needs and desires. One of the most iconic examples of the anima in film is Marlon Brando's character, Terry Malloy, in On the Waterfront, 1954. At first, Terry is a hardened, cynical man, caught between loyalty to his corrupt brother and the call of his conscience. His journey towards self-awareness and redemption begins when he meets Edie Doyle, a woman who represents not only love but emotional openness and integrity. Edie embodies the qualities of the anima: compassion, tenderness, and emotional depth. Through his interactions with her, Terry gradually confronts his own guilt and begins to reconcile his inner conflict. Edie's influence on Terry is not just that of a love interest. She helps him access a side of himself that he had buried under the weight of his past. Another example can be seen in The Matrix, 1999, with the character of Trinity. Neo, the film's protagonist, is initially a disenchanted hacker who is disconnected from his potential. He is the archetype of the rational, logical male, the animus side of the equation. Trinity, however, represents the anima, the emotional and spiritual guide that leads Neo to his true potential. She's not only a skilled fighter, but embodies wisdom and intuition, constantly challenging Neo to question his limits and connect with his deeper potential. Her role in the film is crucial. She pushes him to embrace the more intuitive and emotional side of himself, which ultimately helps him unlock his full power as the One. The Anima, in these films, often represents the spiritual guide or muse who forces the male protagonist to confront the emotional and intuitive sides of his psyche, helping him grow beyond the limitations of his ego and develop a more balanced, whole self. Similarly, the Animus appears in films as the masculine energy within female characters. These women are often strong, assertive, and independent, traits that, in traditional depictions of femininity, may be considered unfeminine. Yet these characters are often more complex than simple tomboys or action heroines. They embody a balance of both masculine and feminine traits. One notable example of the Animus in action is Sigourney Weaver's portrayal of Ellen Ripley in the Alien franchise. Ripley is the quintessential action heroine, assertive, brave, and strategic. While she is still very much a woman, Ripley's strength, tactical intelligence, and leadership represent the integration of the Animus, challenging traditional gender roles and showing that women can embody masculine qualities without losing their femininity. Ripley doesn't simply survive. She thrives in a world that is often hostile to her. The way she combines the softness of caring for her crew with the ruthlessness of a warrior reflects the harmonious blending of both archetypal energies. Similarly, Buffy Summers from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, 1997 to 2003, represents a modern reimagining of the Animus in female form. Buffy is not just a vampire slayer. She is a young woman forced to take on the responsibility of the Chosen One, tasked with saving the world from supernatural threats. Her journey is one of developing both physical strength and emotional resilience, but it's also about embracing a sense of duty, logic, and authority. While she struggles with the balance of her responsibilities and her own desires, Buffy exemplifies the Animus. She is a woman who must find her inner masculine qualities to lead and protect those she loves. These women are not masculine in the sense of rejecting their femininity, but they have fully integrated both their masculine and feminine sides, making them more balanced and complex characters. In modern cinema, the integration of the Anima and Animus has become increasingly important as audiences demand more complex, multidimensional characters that reflect the diversity of human experiences. Movies are no longer simply about heroic journeys or battles between good and evil. They explore the internal struggles of identity, gender, and personal growth. Films like Frozen, 2013, and Moana, 2016, are perfect examples of this. Both Elsa from Frozen and Moana from Moana go on personal journeys that require them to embrace both their anima and animus. Elsa starts as a woman trapped by her own fears and insecurities, but her journey is about letting go and embracing the freedom to be herself, her true, unrestrained feminine self. Moana, on the other hand, struggles with her own sense of identity and responsibility, but ultimately embraces both the nurturing and leadership qualities within herself, becoming the hero of her own story. These films, much like others before them, show that both archetypes are not binary. The Anima and Animus are not strictly masculine or feminine. They are energies within everyone. The best characters are those who understand this balance and are able to integrate both aspects of their personalities, becoming more whole and self-aware in the process. The exploration of the Anima and Animus in film offers us a lens through which to examine the complexities of gender and identity. By integrating both the feminine and masculine aspects of the self, characters in movies can transcend traditional gender roles, offering a more nuanced and holistic view of humanity. Whether it's a male hero learning to embrace his emotional depth or a female protagonist asserting her strength and leadership, the Anima and Animus help us understand that we are all capable of embodying both energies. Through film, we are able to see the power of these archetypes and how they shape the narratives we engage with, ultimately teaching us more about who we are and who we can become. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Anima and Animus in film and want to explore more hidden layers of storytelling and psychology, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for more thought-provoking content here at The Unfolding Journey, where we continue to explore the mysteries of the human experience through film, art, and culture. Join the journey, subscribe now, and let's keep uncovering the stories that shape us all.